Hello students. Now we are going to discuss module 5, material science or quantum free electron theory, semiconductor and dielectrics. So session 5, outline, semiconductors. So far we have discussed quantum free electron theory. So from this session 5, we are going to discuss semiconductor. So in the semiconductor, we are going to discuss a few topics like extrinsic and intrinsic semiconductor, expression for electrical conductivity of a semiconductor. So first we'll see what is semiconductor. Semiconductors are the class of materials whose conducting characteristics lies in between that of conductors and insulators. Examples: silicon, germanium, gallium, arsenide, etc. So semiconductors are classified into two types. One is intrinsic semiconductor, other one is extrinsic semiconductor. Even an extrinsic semiconductor are classified into two types. One is p-type and other one is n-type. So now in detail we'll see the types of semiconductor. So the first one is intrinsic semiconductor. So the semiconductor which are chemically pure are called as intrinsic semiconductors. Example: silicon, germanium, etc. At absolute zero temperature, an intrinsic semiconductor behaves like an insulator. So where here the number of free electrons represented by Ne and the number of holes represented by Nh are always equal. So that is Ne is equals to Nh, that will be equals to Ni. The conductivity can be achieved by varying the temperature only. They exhibits less conductivity when compared to extrinsic semiconductor. So now in detail we are going to discuss second type of semiconductor, that is extrinsic semiconductor. The doped semiconductor, which consisting of suitable amount of chemical impurities in it, are called as extrinsic semiconductors. The process of adding impurities to a semiconductor is known as doping, and the impurities added are called as dopants or doping agents. Here, the conductivity can be easily and accurately controlled simply by controlling the amount of dopant. They have significantly greater conductivities as compared to intrinsic semiconductors. So now we are going to discuss type of extrinsic semiconductor. So one is N-type, other one is P-type semiconductor. N-type semiconductor, which is obtained by adding pentavalent impurities to a semiconductor like phosphorus, antimony, etc. Here, electrons are majority charge carriers and holes are minority charge carriers. So in N-type semiconductor, where Ne is very much greater than Nh, where P-type semiconductor is obtained by adding trivalent impurities to a semiconductor like boron, aluminum, indium, gallium, etc. So in this p-type, the holes are majority charge carriers and electrons are minority charge carriers. So that is where number of holes is very much greater than number of electrons. So now we are going to discuss one more important derivation, that is expression for electrical conductivity of a semiconductor. Students, so far we have discussed expression for electrical conductivity of a metal is given by where sigma is equals to Ne square tau divided by M, where here the sigma represents the electrical conductivity of a metal, N represents the electron concentration, E represents the charge of an electron, where tau represents the mean collision time. Here the M star represents the effective mass. But now we are going to discuss the expression for electrical conductivity of a semiconductor. So will be equals to some expression. So we are going to discuss. So for what we need to do? We need to consider a semiconductor of an area of cross section is A. So through which current is I. So where current I is flowing and where V be the velocity of electron whose flow constitutes the electric current. Then the volume swept by the electron per second is given by A into V. Okay, so that is what we have considered a semiconductor of an area of cross section A through which a current I is flowing and V be the velocity of an electron whose flow constitutes the electric current. Then the volume swept by the electron per second. Then the volume removed or cleared by the electrons per second is A into V. So now if Ne is nothing but number of electrons per unit volume and E is the magnitude of electric charge on the electron, then the charge flow per second, that means current I is given by I is equals to Ne into E into A into V, where I is nothing but current, Ne is nothing but number of electron per unit volume, E is nothing but charge of an electron, A is nothing but area of cross section, V is nothing but velocity of electrons. So this we can call it as equation 1. Now the current density is given by where we know that where current density J is equals to I by A. So where what is I? Current per unit area. So what is I? I is nothing but Ne into E into A into V divided by A. So AA will get cancelled where J will be equals to Ne E into V. So this equation we can call it as equation number 2. Now we need to calculate what is V. Okay. So where we know that the electron mobility is given by mu E is equals to V into E. So if we write equation for V where V is equals to mu E into E, we can call it as equation number 3. Now we can substitute equation 3 in equation 2 in the place of V. Therefore, J will be equals to Ne into E where V is nothing but mu E into E. So here capital E is nothing but applied electric field. So we can call it as this equation as 4. Now we can consider from Ohm's law, we can also written as where J is nothing but sigma E into E. So where current density formula according to Ohm's law, we can write J is equals to sigma E into E. Okay, so this equation where we can write equation 5. Now you just see guys, the equation 4 and equation 5. So we need to compare these two equations because LHS side is equal. So we need to compare RHS side. So what we will get? Sigma E equals sigma E into E equals NE into E into mu E into E. So EE will get cancelled, where we will get only sigma E is equals to NE into E mu E. So this where we can call it as equation number 6. So far we have got the conductivity due to electron in semiconductor material, that is sigma E is equals to NE into E mu E. Now similarly, we can write expression similarly sigma due to hole, that is the conductivity due to hole in the semiconductor material, that is sigma H is equals to NH E into mu H, where sigma H is conductivity due to holes in the semiconductor, NH is nothing but number of holes in semiconductor, E is nothing but charge of an hole, mu E is nothing but hole mobility. So this equation where we can call it as equation number 7. So now we need to calculate total conductivity is given by. So that is where sigma is equals to sigma E plus sigma H. So we need to substitute equation 6 and equation 7 in that equation. So where we have sigma E, we know that sigma E is nothing but NE into E mu E plus sigma H is nothing but NH into E mu H. So can we take E common? So next simplification step where sigma is equals to, we have taken E common into NE mu E plus NH mu H. So this represents the expression for electrical conductivity of a semiconductor in an intrinsic semiconductor. Now we'll see what will be the expression for conductivity of a semiconductor in an intrinsic semiconductor. So what is this? This expression is nothing but for an extrinsic semiconductor. So now we need to discuss what is the expression for intrinsic semiconductor. So this we can call it as 8. I'll repeat, this equation 8 represents the expression for electrical conductivity of a semiconductor in an extrinsic semiconductor. Now for an intrinsic semiconductor, where we know that number of electrons equals to number of holes, that will be equals to Ni. Okay, intrinsic. So what we will get, equation 8 can be written as, so where we have Ne and Nh, just we need to substitute Ni. So after substituting the value of Ne and Nh, so even we can take Ni common. So next step where sigma is equals to Ni into E into mu E plus mu H. So where the equation, the sigma is equals to Ni into E mu E plus mu H. This expression represents the conductivity of a semiconductor in an intrinsic semiconductor. Thank you.